Avoid these vegetables if you have diabetes. Balancing the tightrope of dietary decisions when you have diabetes can often feel like navigating a complex labyrinth. Among the critical choices you make, the vegetables on your plate play a starring role. While it's universally acknowledged that vegetables are cornerstone of a healthy diet, it's essential to remember that not all vegetables affect blood sugar levels. In the same way, let's explore the top 5 vegetables you should approach with caution with a diabetic diet. Number 1. Parsnips. Imagine walking through a vibrant vegetable garden and you stumble upon parsnips. These pale carrot-like vegetables may seem like an enticing addition to your meal, but they pack more of a punch in the carbohydrate department than you might suspect. Especially if you're navigating the intricate dance of managing diabetes. Despite parsnips' illustrious profile of vitamins and fiber, they walk on the starchy side of the vegetable kingdom picture. A cup of these cooked roots contains about 24 grams of carbohydrates, more than double the amount found in an equivalent portion of cooked broccoli, which stands at about 11 grams. This carbohydrate contrast becomes significant when considering blood sugar levels, as higher carb foods like parsnips can potentially escalate these levels, a crucial factor for those with diabetes. But let's not villainize parsnips completely. Like most narratives, it's about balance and perspective. Diabetics need not banish parsnips entirely from their plates. Instead, moderation and portion control take the spotlight. Also, remember that the method of cooking these veggies can influence their glycemic index. GI, for instance, boiling typically decreases the GI in comparison to roasting or baking. It's also intriguing how our bodies, in their infinite complexity, react differently to the same foods for some individuals with diabetes. Consuming parsnips may not significantly impact their blood glucose levels, while others might notice a noticeable uptick. Number 2, corn, while nutritious, is classified as a starchy vegetable. This means that it contains a higher amount of carbohydrates compared to non-starchy vegetables and can cause a more significant rise in blood sugar levels. When consumed, a cup of cooked corn contains approximately 30 to 40 grams of carbohydrates. This is much higher than non-starchy vegetables like broccoli, spinach, or zucchini, which typically contain less than 10 grams of carbs per serving. In addition, corn has a moderately high glycemic index, which means that it can cause blood glucose levels to rise quickly. If you have diabetes, it's important to manage your carbohydrate intake and select foods with a lower glycemic index to avoid sudden spikes in blood sugar. Like many other starchy vegetables, corn can still be part of a healthy diet if consumed in moderation and balance with other foods. It contains beneficial nutrients like fiber protein, vitamins, and minerals. Preparation methods can also impact its effects on blood sugar. For instance, combining corn with a healthy fat or protein can help slow the absorption of glucose and lead to a more gradual rise in blood sugar. Number 3, peas. Think of peas as little green orbs filled with nutrients, but also concealed with a higher count of carbohydrates. They belong to the caste of starchy vegetables, which, in contrast to the non-starchy counterparts, pack a more substantial carbohydrate punch. For those journeying through the landscape of diabetes, this matters significantly. The connection between carbohydrates and blood sugar levels is quite straightforward. The more carbohydrates you consume, the more your blood sugar levels can rise. This is where peas with their high carb profile enter the spotlight. They can potentially initiate an unwelcome rise in blood sugar levels, making them a bit of a wild card in a diabetes-friendly diet. For a clearer perspective, let's talk numbers. A cup of cooked peas carries around 25 grams of carbohydrates. Compare this to the humble cucumber, which even in its entirety can contain only about 11 grams of carbs. You can see how peas might significantly affect blood sugar levels if consumed without careful portion control. But don't let this turn you entirely against. These small green spheres peas are a source of essential nutrients, including fiber, vitamins, and protein. It's about finding a balance, appreciating peas for the nutritional bounty while respecting their carbohydrate content. Consuming peas in moderation, preferably alongside non-starchy vegetables, can be a part of a balanced diabetic diet. Number 4, potatoes, a staple in many diets across the globe from fries to baked, from mashed to roasted. Their versatility in the kitchen is remarkable, but for those charting the course of diabetes, management potatoes can represent a navigational challenge. The primary reason lies in the nature of potatoes as starchy vegetables, indicating a higher carbohydrate content compared to the non-starchy counterparts. Consuming food high in carbs like potatoes can potentially prompt a substantial rise in blood sugar levels, something that is typically aimed to be avoided in diabetes management. Consider this: a medium-sized baked potato carries around 37 grams of carbohydrates. This is considerably more than the approximately 5 grams of carbs you'd find in a cup of broccoli or spinach. This stark contrast in carbohydrate content illustrates why potatoes could cause a more significant increase in blood sugar levels. Potatoes are a source of essential nutrients including vitamin C, vitamin B6, and potassium. Eating them in smaller portions, preferably with their skin, which is a good source of fiber, and balancing them with non-starchy vegetables and protein sources can make them a part of a healthy diet. Number 5. Winter squashes, with their vibrant hues and hearty flavors, our hallmark of the coldest seasons. However, for diabetics, these squashes can be a bit of a hidden iceberg. Now, why is that? It's because winter squashes, such as butternut acorn or spaghetti squash, are members of the starchy vegetable club. This means that they have a higher carbohydrate load than non-starchy vegetables for diabetics who need to carefully manage their carbohydrate intake to control blood sugar levels. This can pose a challenge. Let's talk specifics. A single cup of cubed cooked butternut squash, for example, contains around 22 grams of carbohydrates. Comparatively, a cup of cooked spinach carries about 7 grams of carbs. This notable difference indicates why starchy vegetables like winter squash can cause more significant increases in blood sugar levels if not portioned wisely. But before you banish winter squashes from your diet entirely, remember this: they're not villains in the dietary tale. Winter squashes are also rich in nutrients like vitamins A and C, fiber, and potassium. The strategy lies in embracing balance and portion control, and pairing these squashes with lower-carb, non-starchy vegetables can help maintain a nutrient-rich, diverse diet. It's also essential to remember that everyone's diabetes journey is unique. Different bodies respond differently to foods, and some people with diabetes might be able to include moderate portions of winter squashes in their diet without significant blood sugar spikes overall. You should be mindful of certain vegetables that may impact blood sugar levels by staying informed and working with healthcare professionals. You can make personalized dietary choices to maintain optimal blood sugar control and overall well-being. So make sure to watch this video for more diabetic foods and vegetable choices. Thank you for watching, and remember to always stay healthy. Thank you.